I'll do whatever it takes to get her out.
I want to just start in the beginning. How did you get involved with the case of Alice Marie Johnson?
I saw your video, and when I see a story like hers and I go back to maybe, decisions we've all made that probably, maybe not at that caliber, but if you think about a decision that you've made in your life and you get life without the possibility of parole for your first time nonviolent offense, there's just something so wrong with that.
In October of last year, Mike interviewed Alice Johnson from federal prison. Alice is a 62-year-old great-grandmother serving a life sentence without parole for a first-time nonviolent drug offense.
When I lost my job, I struggled financially. I made one of the worst decisions of my life to make some quick money. I became involved in a drug conspiracy.
When I looked deeper into Alice's case, I got my personal attorney on it, Sean Chapman, who I've known for 2 decades now, and we're on a mission now. We want to do anything that we can to get her story out there. She spent over 2 decades behind bars. I think that she really deserves a second chance at life.
And why do you think, of all stories, this one spoke so personally and deeply for you?
You know what? You can see through in your video Alice's character. And you guys painted a really good picture of her, showing her family life and showing her amazing support system that she has at home.
I just had a great grandson. I miss that. Both of my parents have passed away. I was not able to be by either of their sides in their final days.
That really hit home to me, that she is just missing out on so many milestones in her family's life, just missing out on life.
I think for a lot of people, when they saw you share these stories, this is the first they've seen you speak out on this particular issue. Why?
I mean, in all honesty, how I felt, I was like, where I'm at in my life right now, just like to go and spend my money buying material things just doesn't satisfy me the way that it used to. And I'm just at a different place in my life. So I thought, well, if I could put the money into a shopping spree, which sounds ridiculous, to save someone's life and do that once a year, then that would make me just my heart fuller. There was a reason why I was looking at my Twitter at that moment. It's not like I'm on my phone all day long. I was meant to come across it.
In order to be released from prison, Alice would need to be granted clemency by the president. Her fate currently lies in President Trump's hands. What details can you share about what you're doing to support her case?
I think the first step was to hire her a different legal team. And then I've been in communication with the White House and trying to bring her case to the president's desk and figure out how we can get her out. Jared Kushner, who I've spoke to, has been really working on some criminal justice reform bills, and I would love to sit and talk to them, and I know they're internally talking about it. So, I mean, that's such a huge step from where we started with, that not even being on their radar.
Trump's critics would say that working with him means legitimizing his policies in a way. And I wondered what you think of that, whether or not you're a supporter of his or not, but also, how you would address those critics who would say working with him, they wouldn't approve of working with him.
For me, I'm just focused on criminal justice reform and helping one person at a time. And so far, the White House has been really receptive to my calls, and I'm grateful for that. And I'm not going to stop that because people personally don't like Trump.
If you were going to have the conversation with the president about Miss Alice, what do you think you'd tell him about her? and what you'd like to see him do.
I would explain to him that just like everybody else, we can make choices in our lives that we're not proud of and that we don't think through all the way. You know, I really do believe that she's going to really thrive outside of prison. And I would just urge him to please pardon her.
You're an internationally known celebrity engaging with a reality star turned president of the United States. What do you think it says about the moment that we're all living in, that this is even on his desk and that's possible? Is this the new way to make policy in 2018 in the social media era?
I mean, I just think that so many young people have such a big voice, and it's really inspiring to see and just to know how powerful social media is. You can just be clicking through and see something that just like tugs at your heart and change your life and change someone else's life. Maybe someone else is sparked by someone else's story. And we just try to get as many people out as possible.
Sounds like what you're saying, Alice, you're hoping will be the first of
Of many.
Of many.
Yes.
And you're going to be committed to this.
Yes.